Hi, guys. Welcome back to Girl Therapy. I'm your host, Nicole. Thank you so much for coming back another week. I missed you guys so much. I hope everybody's doing well. Trying to think where we left off. I just got back from Tulum last night. Had an amazing girls' trip. Met so many amazing new women who are friends of Ashley. So I always knew that she would bring good company. But met some new friends, met some ones who I have met before but haven't gotten to spend any time with. And it was really just nice to connect with all these people that Ashley has connected through all walks of life. And she's such a good person and beautiful inside and out. And she just got this great group of women together. And we just really had a fun weekend together celebrating Ashley. She's getting married in April. And I couldn't be more excited. We kind of had bad weather. It was kind of cold in Tulum, but it was colder here in Miami. I don't know what's going on, guys, but Miami's been freezing. Tulum was freezing. Like at night, it was like 60 degrees. During the day, it was like 70. I know that doesn't sound cold to my Northeast people, but really cold for when you're not expecting it. None of us pack jackets, not even like I really could. I don't like own jackets here in Miami either. So we really just had to dance to keep warm, which was fine, but it was really nice. A lot of the girls are on the same page. We're not really big partiers. A few of them, there's like one or two in the mix that, like to have a good time. But even then, everybody was pretty tame. I don't think anybody had more than like 4 drinks in a night. And yeah, I was sober. A lot of you guys asked, like, am I going to be sober? Yes, I plan on continuing to be sober for probably the rest of my life. It's just what works for me. I just feel my best self and I'm really proud of who I'm becoming. And I just don't see a world in which I go back after, being sober. I just don't see the benefits of alcohol physically or mentally or spiritually. So it's really easy for me to stay sober when I keep that mindset of like, I'm not missing out and it's not serving me. And my friends also don't pressure me. I have really great people around me who are also like kind of sober. I had friends a lot of the nights who decided not to drink either. And I feel like I'm also kind of an anchor for those people as well who maybe fall into peer pressure more often because they're just kind of like, oh, like Nicole's not drinking, I'm not going to drink. And it's nice. It's nice to support one another and it's nice to make people better and bring out the best version of each other. And that's really what it's all about. So we just ate a lot of food, like so much food, guys. I'm like roly-poly coming out of Tulum, but the food there is so good. And you don't feel that guilty because it's all so fresh. Like, they make it all right there. They put so much love into it. We went to the beach club. We ordered, I kid you not, like 20 desserts. Because we were all trying to we had to hit our minimum as a group. And because nobody really drinks, it was hard. So we're like ordering desserts up the wazoo, and I just had no guilt, I was enjoying myself. My 30th is coming up end of March. So I am kind of now like wanting to just make sure I'm the best version of myself for my 30th. Like I want to go into my 30th being the hottest version of myself. So I think I'm going to make a series on TikTok, just something fun to do with that. I don't know. We'll see. Because I have about 2 months and I still have some goals I want to accomplish. Like I want to feel my best too. And I think I'm still shedding a few pounds that I put on during yoga teacher training. Nothing like major, but I definitely didn't get to move my body as much during that as you'd think I would. It was a lot of yoga, but not a lot of like cardio and stuff. So yeah, that's what's kind of what's going on with me. I'm trying to think what else. I just think there's also a lot of stuff going on in the world right now. I don't know. I think we're all kind of confused. So just sending love to everybody, and we're all just here to support one another and live in this crazy world that we live in. But other than that, we're going to keep a positive mindset and be optimistic and what have you. But we're going to get into today how to be go-getter and go for your dreams and go for the things that you want, and stop delaying your happiness, stop delaying your success out of fear. Stop procrastinating. We're just going to talk about like how to be a go-getter, how to maybe get over that hump, how to stop with the resistance that maybe you're putting on yourself or perceiving to be resistance just because you're lazy, if that makes sense. So yeah, let's just kind of jump into that. I think this is a conversation for me as well, and something that I need to make sure I'm doing because I am a go-getter. I've always gotten the things that I've wanted. I always go for what I want, but I would be lying if I said I don't procrastinate sometimes, or I let my anxieties or fear worries creep in, which kind of makes me subconsciously be like, oh, I don't want that thing to happen, or like I'm going to self-sabotage that thing because I'm afraid of having to put the work in, or I'm afraid of messing it up. So sometimes it's better that things just don't happen so that I can't mess them up, or so that I'm not embarrassed by a possible failure. I think that's something that we all kind of struggle with and deal with as we're trying new things or going down new avenues or trying to build brands or names for ourselves or companies or businesses or be an entrepreneur. Like for me right now, creating 365 with Donna, I know nothing about building an app or a platform or a fitness platform or hosting events. I've never hosted an event in my life. I've never put together an event in my life. That's really scary. And we're organizing our first event for next month. And we're launching this fitness app and we're recording our workouts. And that's something I've never done before. I remember my first recording I was like so nervous. I felt so awkward, which is so funny because I'm literally in front of the camera all the time between TikTok and this podcast, and it's my job. But it was just new, like I've never led a workout. I like finished it and I was like, I don't know if that was good. I don't know if like that's what people are gonna pay for. Like I was just kind of like, I don't know. And I started to then become a perfectionist in the sense where I was like, well, we can't like put that out yet because like I'm not happy with that product. And yes, like I agree with that. Like I want to be so happy and proud of what I'm putting out, but sometimes it just takes action and like doing things to then work on it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. So I think it's really important to, when you're going after your dreams or setting these goals for yourself, is to throw out the perfectionist mindset, because it's not going to be perfect. As long as you're doing it, that's all that matters. The first time you do something or attempt something, it's probably going to be your worst, attempt. It's probably going to be the worst piece of product you put out there. If you keep going, if you stop, I guess that's your only piece of product. But if you keep going, it's like, yeah, I cringe at my first TikTok videos or my first reels or my first podcast episode. Like if you listen to my very first podcast or second podcast episode, or even the ones early on, you can tell how much I've changed and how I deliver my message and how I speak in the microphone and how I am and how I talk, because I've also changed as a person. But I remember like recording in the studio when I first started making these podcast episodes, and I didn't allow myself any space in between. Like I felt like I had to cut it up really quick, and I would overthink everything I was saying. I wasn't even like, I was so worried about making sure I was like delivering these like good one-liners or like really giving you guys factual information or making it sound like I know everything or I'm really smart. And I would do all this research before, which is important. But at the end of the day, like this podcast is about me talking from my heart and sharing my experience with you guys, and actually just feeling like I'm in a room with you in your living room, in your kitchen, and we're having a conversation. So sometimes I'm going to mess up my words, or sometimes things maybe won't make sense. Or sometimes like I'm going to have little pauses in between. See, like in between. And that's okay. I had a different idea. My idea of what I want this podcast to be has changed over time. I've really grown into myself with it. And now I'm always proud of the episodes that I put out, even though they're not perfect, even though you might not agree with them, even though I'm maybe not the smartest person, which I'm not. I'm not the smartest person. I don't have a degree, but I'm real, and I am proud of who I show up for you guys and for myself. And I think I have helped a lot of you guys. So just know that what you're doing it's a starting point. It's a jumping point, and it's getting you to where you're supposed to be. And taking action is the most important thing when it comes to being a go-getter and taking and wanting to make your dreams a reality. Because I heard this say, like, nobody cares about your dreams more than you do. Nobody's going to care about your dreams more than you. Nobody cares about your goals, nothing. They're worried about their own. So if you're expecting other people to dream for you or make things happen for you, it's not going to happen. They won't. You have to take control, and you have to be in the driver's seat, and you have to take action. You have to care. You have to really care and make it want to happen for yourself. Taking initiative and claiming your dreams and taking responsibility for them is the most important thing. But before you can do any of that, it's important to also know what you want and not to be ashamed or to make them small. Think big, dream big. And The first step for me, the first step for anybody who wants to kind of figure out what they want, who they want to be, the things that they want to accomplish, is to think about or to write down, who would you be if you were the person that you wanted to be? What are the things that you'd be doing? If there was nothing in your way, if you were just living your dream life today, what would that look like? And don't put any resistance against that. Like, I don't care how big or how crazy it might sound to you or how far away you are from that thing right now, write it down and have a clear image of the type of person that is and who that is and what that looks like. What does your dream look like? Who are you when you have that dream? What are the things that you are doing? Who are the people that you're surrounding yourself with? For me, it's like, I want to be this health and wellness entrepreneur with an app who hosts massive events, and I get to travel the world and meet you guys and spread positivity and bring groups of people together. And I want to go on these retreats, and I want to teach you guys yoga. I want to teach you guys Pilates. I want to make you guys move your bodies. I want to have a big following. What is that person doing then? That person is probably posting videos every day. That person's probably going to the gym every day, making sure that they're on their health and wellness grind. That person's putting themselves out there. That person's reaching out to brands. That person is sending emails. That person's recording their videos every single day and showing up. Not being lazy, not sitting in bed, not reaching out to partners, not reaching out to venues, not putting out videos just because they don't feel like it, or not editing, or not saying they're going to put a YouTube video out and then not, hello, Nicole, that's what I did last week. I got busy with Tulum and everything, but that's not an excuse. You see, it's like, I need to be taking more action, and I'll hold myself accountable for that. Like, I'll call myself out for that. I genuinely sometimes get so overwhelmed that I become paralyzed. But that's not helpful, and that's not getting me anywhere. Like, I can't tell you the amount of times I like avoid my email just because I'm afraid of seeing something that I don't want to see, or because I'm afraid of having to then actually sit down and do work that I don't want to do. And that's not good. And that's something that I'm definitely going to work on, is like every single day, opening your email, writing down a to-do list and checking those things off and making sure that I'm taking these small steps to get me to where I want to be and who I want to be. And sometimes the hardest part is just taking the initiative to do that. And then you get into it and you're like, oh, that wasn't so bad. Or like, oh, that felt good actually to check that off my list. And now I don't have to worry about it, because procrastinating is such a draining energy. Because most of the time when you're procrastinating, you're thinking about what you should be doing or what you have to do, and that worry is like weighing on you, opposed to just being like, oh, I have to do that, sitting down, taking the 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes, however long it takes to do it, and then moving on with your day. Same with the gym. Like, if you're thinking like, oh, I have to go to the gym later, oh, I have to go I should do that today, it's like, just go. If you can go, just go. It takes an hour out of your day, and then you're done. But instead of sitting around all day being like dreading it, or trying to find the right time, or trying to figure out when you want to go, or like what exercise you want to do, it's like, who cares? Just go to the gym, and then you'll figure it out when you're there, and then you can move on to your next task and get on with your day. So taking action and like to become a go-getter, let's just recap really quick. Have your dreams mapped out. What do you want? What does that look like? What does that person look like? Next, having tasks. What action do you have to take to get there? What are little things that you can do every single day to get there? And then the third one is just it's kind of all just gonna fall into place. There's a balance between going for the things that you want and then also being patient and letting things happen, because you're not going to get all the things that you want tomorrow. Your dreams aren't going to become a reality tomorrow. You're not going to have, maybe I want to be viral, right? I want to like grow my platform, grow my videos. It might not be the video tomorrow that goes viral. It might not be the one tomorrow that gets me the followers. Maybe tomorrow I only gain 50 followers. Okay, well, that's 50 more than I had before. And 50 followers every day is going to add up. And maybe one day in a month, if I stay consistent with my videos, one will go viral. That's usually the math. Like, as long as I'm posting a few videos every single day, one out of however many, one of them will go viral, until I, get back on people's algorithm on the For You page. Like, that's been my reality, is my videos haven't been doing that well on TikTok. It's, I don't know, it's just like the ebb and flow of TikTok, of life, of the algorithm, of my platform and my content changing. And it's going to take me being consistent at a few things before those videos start to take off and people know me for that, because people used to know me as like the dating girl, as the girl who would post just drunk videos or drama or story times or, you know, dating, a lot of dating stuff, honestly, a lot of dating stuff. And that algorithm worked for me. People like that because people like drama. But I changed, and now it's fitness. Now it's cooking. Now it's just, you know, some, like, I talk about God. I talk about my faith. I talk about just, you know, whatever I want to talk about. And it's not as dramatic, and it's not as, you know, maybe catchy as it used to be. And those videos aren't going to perform as well. It's just the reality of it. Like, they're going to perform, they're going to reach the people that they have to, but not compared to how they used to. And I'm rebuilding my brand and my For You page and my audience, and that's going to take time. It's not going to be the first video that I switch up that suddenly people are like, oh, this is, you know, like, it may be, but that's not usually the reality of it. I think people see the viral videos, at least I do, of, you know, people who have those one-offs, and those are just like lucky things. That's just, you know, the pick of the litter, and it happens randomly. And some people blow up really big, but most people don't. Most people have to be consistent with their videos for a very long time before you get any traction. And I had to be that a while back, and I had the dedication and the drive to do that. And I just have to kind of find that again and stop letting like any sort of fear or any sort of self-limiting beliefs get in the way. When I was first originally creating TikToks, I didn't have any sort of expectation for myself. I wasn't like, oh, Nicole, you're going to be this big TikToker, blah, 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 blah. You're going to have to build this platform, nothing. I just was doing it for fun. And that's when things started to come to me. And because I didn't have this expectation for myself, or I didn't hold myself to this really high regard or of like, you have to be putting out, you know, this quality content that's like, no, I was just posting for fun. And when you do that, I think that's when you also kind of release any fears, because now when I post videos, I'm just kind of like, what if I put like, you know, a lot of time and effort, or I said something that's really important or substantial and nobody likes it, and it's more pressure now than it used to be. So I think it's also important to kind of remove some expectations too. And that goes alongside with not being perfectionist, but don't put so much pressure on yourself of like expecting results immediately, or expecting to be the person you want to be, or expecting things to pan out exactly how you want them to be, because they probably won't, but they will work out for the better. And going back to what I was saying about being patient, like, it's going to take a lot of time. You're going to have to sit in discomfort for a little while. You're going to have to make sacrifices. You're going to have to sit back and put in the work, and then let God do the rest of the work, or let things just start to unfold naturally, and let some things come to you. If you're putting out good energy and the positive energy, and you're putting out the work, sometimes it's going to take a little time for things to come through. And that also is kind of a test of your resilience. And I think staying resilient is also really important in accomplishing your goals and your dreams, is knowing that you're going to have setbacks, and knowing that things aren't going to be great all the time. So staying clear, though, on your goals will get you through those times of like, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to throw in the towel. I only fail if I give up. So if you don't give up, if you don't give yourself the option to fail, you won't. And pushing past the roadblocks and the resistance that life is going to throw at you, and just being very clear on staying on track and the things that you want, being and persevering through that stuff is going to help you get your goals and continue to be that go-getter, and keep your eyes set on the long term, the horizon, instead of just the things that are starting to happen in front of you that maybe you didn't expect to happen or you don't want to happen. And then to also be a go-getter is not just surrounding yourself by people who are also that way, and a supportive community is also in a supportive community, which is, you know, you absolutely should be doing that, but also investing in yourself and putting yourself in those situations or those types of events or whatever you have to do, or workshops, to make sure that you're continuing to actually learn and grow and be open-minded and open to other people's opinions and other people's guidance. Don't be a know-it-all. Be curious, especially when you're trying to build a brand or a business. Like, look up to people who are doing the things that you're doing and have conversations with them, or, be open to learning from them, reading books, staying actively educating yourself and staying kind of in that energy is important, because then it doesn't seem so far-fetched. You start to listen to people's stories or where they came from, and you start to realize that everybody who has the things that you want right now, or everybody who's building the brands that you want or accomplishing some of the similar goals as you, probably started from somewhere and has been doing it for a really long time and started from nothing. So looking up to those people and hearing their stories and also watching how they do things is really important. And it's important to understand that we all start somewhere. So to not be so hard on yourself. Now that I'm building this brand, it's like I go to events and I try to mingle with people who are in the same industry or who want to have the same things as me, and scope out these events and see the people who are there, see why it's successful, see the things that I like, maybe that I don't like continuing to educate yourself and grow and learn and just be open is super important to staying on track and getting the things that you want. Staying in that energy is just, I can't tell you like how important it is to stay in that. I think also, just I'll leave it at one last thing, is how you do one thing is how you do everything. So really think about that. You can't be a successful business owner or entrepreneur and not take care of yourself, not take care of your health and wellness. I just don't think those things go hand in hand. I think you have to start with you, and you have to really invest in yourself and take care of yourself. And no matter what, like, I don't care if you want to be a mad scientist or like, if you want to work in, if you're a lawyer, it's like, you still have to make sure that you are putting time and energy into taking care of your mental health and your physical health at the end of the day. I wouldn't take advice from somebody who was eating takeout every day and not taking care of themselves, not reading books, not going on walks, not spiritually, who wasn't aligned or connected to themselves. I wouldn't look up to that person. And I also don't think that person would have the clear mind to be an accomplished business person or be an accomplished anything. Like, you really have to take care of yourself to go for the things that you want. So invest in yourself. And that doesn't just mean buy yourself clothes, buy yourself workshops, buy yourself educational things. It also means taking the time to take care of yourself, going to the gym, going on your walks, listening to podcasts, surrounding yourself with good people, good energy, and then taking downtime too, your sleep, and making sure that you're relaxing with friends, getting sun exposure, like also enjoying the bits of life and being the highest version of yourself and connecting with the highest version of yourself. Because when you're aligned with yourself and you're the highest version of yourself, you're able to make decisions that are aligned with you. You're able to make decisions to get you to that version of you. Like, there's different pathways that we can take in life, and every day you have a decision. You can either make decisions that are going to get you to your highest version, or you can make decisions that are going to get you to a maybe less higher version, and then below that and below that. And I think when you are feeling the best version of yourself, when you're aligned with the highest version, when you're functioning in a really high vibration and a good energy, you're going to make decisions that are going to get you the highest version of yourself. Some people might not ever reach their highest potential because they're functioning from a lower vibration or a lower version of yourself or whatever, and they're making decisions that maybe are still good decisions, but they're not the best. Like, you're becoming a version of yourself, you're becoming a high version of yourself, but you're not becoming the highest version of yourself because you haven't allowed yourself the space to be open to like the biggest, best possible dreams, because you haven't been aligned with you haven't been centered, you haven't been like in touch with yourself, and I think when you're really in touch with yourself and your desires, and you're speaking really positively about yourself, you have a really positive mindset, you make really great decisions, and you say yes, you say heck yes to the things that you want, and it's a clear no to the things that aren't going to get you to where you want. Like, there's times when I'm presented with opportunities that are good opportunities, right? But if I really look at them, I'm like, is this a waste of my time in the sense where, yeah, this is cool, but this isn't really going to get me to where I want to be. I think like there's actually something better. There's a time when you have to kind of distinguish what is going to get you to be the best version of yourself, the highest version, your highest potential, the best dreams, or something that's just kind of like getting you along the way and not so scary and not so uncomfortable. And yeah, it's okay, but is it serving the highest version of you? So you have a choice every single day. Remember that. And the decisions that you are making, think, is this me becoming the highest version of myself? Or is this just me keeping my head afloat? Is this just me keeping things fine? So yeah, be a go-getter, go after your dreams, make your dreams come true, where we don't sit back and wait for them all the time. Sometimes we let things unfold, but the difference between somebody who has a lot of the things that you want is that they just went out and got them and they didn't sit back and wait for them. You can manifest all you want, but you need to take action. I said this a while ago about vision boards. You can vision board all that you want, but your vision board's not going to put your ass in the gym, right? Your vision board is not going to suddenly put $10,000 in your bank account. You have to go put the work in and go outside and work hard and check off your tasks and sometimes do the things that you don't want to do the things that are uncomfortable. You don't have to know how to do everything to do things. So just go for it, try it out, learn, educate yourself, learn from, I don't want to say your mistakes, but learn from the decisions that you're making and the things that are happening in your life experiences, and then keep pushing and keep going for the things that you want. And one day you're going to blink and you're going to be there. So that's all I have for you guys today. I love you all so much. Make sure you're following me on Instagram, Nicole Doyon, TikTok, Nicole_Doyon, Snapchat, Nicole Doyon, and YouTube, Nicole Doyon. I will see you all next week for another episode of Girl Therapy. Remember to rate 5 stars and leave me a review. I so appreciate it. And we'll chat very soon. Bye. Love you.